Let's go live now to Matthew Guy, the Victorian opposition leader. Just cast his vote and ready to give his final press conference before tonight's vote. Let's tune in now.
All right. Thanks for coming to Serpil Primary, Templestowe. It's a beautiful day. It's the kind of day we want to have a fresh start for our state on such a beautiful day as it is today. I just hope all Victorians after today get the government that we know we need so much in this state, a government that is looking forward to rebuild our health system, to give hard-working Victorian families the cost of living relief they've so been needing, and as I keep saying, a fresh start for Victorians, and that is a Liberal Nationals government. We're quietly confident. We've done a lot of work. We are getting great reception on pre-poll and even on the day, and hope that translates into the result that I think Victoria needs tonight. But as I said yesterday, I say it again today. I've loved this campaign. I've loved going around the state, meeting so many people. I know for many of you it's also fairly busy, so I really appreciate the media's time and participation in that too. Really value Australian democracy, particularly ours here in Victoria. And I've just enjoyed myself immensely, and I just hope at the conclusion of this campaign, which is tonight, Victoria gets a new government, a fresh start for this state, which I think and I know we so desperately need.
Are you concerned that the primary from the opinion polls appears to be low for both the major parties, and there are so many people at this stage looking at voting you?
Look, Nick, the polling has been all over the place. I can say this to you. I mean, you know, it has really been all over the place, and particularly the published polling. And I think we've seen that at a number of other elections, the South Australian as well as the federal. And so, you know, we prefer to look at targeted and our own material, our own research, rather than just running off broad samples across the whole state. I think Victorians, I'm confident Victorians will, at the end of the day, opt for a new government and a fresh start. It's going to be, I think, a longer count. You know, you'll get booth results in earlier, which may be very different to the final result, because what happens on the day is maybe not reflective of what's come during waves of pre-polls. So I think, like the last state election, maybe more so exaggerated this time, you might have, you know, people predicting seats off smaller samples, which they probably shouldn't, but let's wait and see. But, you know, we've put in the best effort we can, and we are very confident that Victorians can will opt for a change of government.
Do you think the gap is too large, the gap created by 2018 is too big for you to catch up?
No, not at all. Mark McGowan won facing the biggest margin ever against an opposition in WA history. Steve Bracks came back from a margin that was greater. Ted Baillieu came back from a margin that was greater. So, look, these things have been done before in recent times, and I'm confident we can do that tonight.
Matthew, you're here amongst the people voting in person in your electorate. Daniel Andrews voted outside of his electorate. He's had a carefully stage-managed day today. He's not public.
Look, I'm not going to make any personal comment about Daniel Andrews. People know what they know, and they can judge him how they choose. I'd just say that, you know, I've enjoyed so much getting out in this campaign amongst so many different Victorians, for having beers at a pub in Wodonga, another drink with some people in Werribee, you know, meeting CFA fireys, meeting people in factories in the Latrobe Valley. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed every bit of it, and that's what I love about Victoria.
What's the feeling like being back here 4 years later, today, as the opposition leader trying to take on Daniel Andrews, the rematch? How do you feel? Is it different this time?
Look, I think the mood is very different. I think it's very different. I know it's very different. And I can tell it's very different. Victorians are looking for something. They're looking for that fresh start. They are genuinely looking for an answer to the woes of our health system. And I know that most Victorians entrust the Liberal and Nationals to fix it, because we will. And we've told them how we'll pay for it, how we'll do it, and what those plans are. And I know Victorians are looking for that answer, and hopefully we get a majority of that tonight.
If you just miss out, you're in for another 4 years of waiting in the wings.
Well, let's get to that first. I'm not sure we will, so let's just get to that.
You accused Mr Andrews of being very divisive and not being able to unite Victorians, but your campaign has really targeted, particularly over the last couple of weeks, to the extent where this has largely become a referendum on Mr Andrews. So aren't you being just as divisive?
I think we've got to move on. I think we've got to move on from the divisive style of politics that his whole government has engaged in. Not just him as Premier, but the whole government. The whole government's been divisive. Victorians are looking for a government to unite us. We're a fabulous place. We're the best place in the world to live. My family came from the other side of the world to live in this wonderful state. We need a government that unites us, that sees the best in Victorians, not picks and chooses winners and losers and divides people, which the current Labor government do. I'm confident Victorians will choose that tonight. No, I don't believe so at all. I think Victorians know what the root cause of our problems in this state are, and it's this government. We've got to move on from it. Today is the perfect day to get that fresh start.
A relief to be here.
Yes, it's certainly a relief to have the campaign over, and I mean, I think you all know that they're long, they're gruelling, they're arduous, there's high pressure in them, but that's politics and that's an election campaign, and I've enjoyed this one very, very much. I've enjoyed meeting so many different Victorians in so many different parts of the state. Our campaign's been real, it's been on the ground, and I really have enjoyed it.
What's on for the rest of the day?
I'm going to quite a few booths, and I'm going to pop into a couple of other candidates, and we'll wish them the best.
You voted with your family today. Did you have a chat to them this morning about what might happen tonight?
Oh, my kids are seasoned campaigners. They might be young, but they're used to it all. In fact, they've only ever known me in politics, so they're seasoned campaigners, and they are, in fairness to kids their age, they deal with it pretty well.
Can you win? Can you win 18?
Yep, yeah, we can. We actually can, and we'll hope that we can get that gift from Victorians tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.